I want to play for you some iPhone video, it seems, from an event that Trump held, a private event at Mar-a-Lago. And what he says here is something that really upsets his own followers, which is an interesting dynamic. I'll show you examples of those followers being upset with this stance he's articulating. Interestingly enough, sometimes the reason MAGA's mad at Trump is for a reason that I agree with. I'm trying to think of an example. I'm struggling. But a lot of times MAGA's upset with Trump because he's not far right enough, right? Which is a crazy thing because you're going, wait, Trump's correct on this compared to his followers? That's weird. But here, it seems that business leaders, Trump's wealthy friends, have come to him and explained, economically, we really need a lot of lawful immigration, right? And so he started explicitly saying, we're going to have a lot of immigration. I'm just talking about undocumented immigration, which, as we've gone through so much, Trump's demonization of undocumented immigrants, even though we also agree lawful immigration is what should happen. You shouldn't be immigrating illegally. But we also don't think that insane fear-mongering and demonization is justified or necessary to implement common sense policies that are humane and also in the interest of border security on specifically the southern border or other immigration policies. But here, after spending all of this time taking his fear-mongering to the more and more escalated levels, he's seeing the outcome of that, which is that now it's just spread to his followers not wanting any immigration, even legal. Scary stuff. While you're watching this, please do click the subscribe button. Here's Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
We're going to bring it back economically. We're going to bring back the strongest borders in the world, and we're going to let a lot of people come in. Mike, we're going to let a lot of people come in, and they just have to come in legally, right? They have to come in legally. We won the election because people got into the voter booth and they said, Trump doesn't want to have other countries emptying their jails into the United States.
And then on to the fear-mongering. So here is a MAGA guy by the name of Nick Fuentes. This is the person that Trump had that dinner with. He then panicked and said, I didn't mean to have that dinner. And Fuentes is a neo-Nazi, and he represents some. I admit, this is not MAGA. This is MAGA. No. There's different parts, and a lot of people in MAGA don't like Nick Fuentes. Let's be clear about that. But I'll then show you someone I talked to echoing what is said here about how some within MAGA get upset when Trump emphasizes, by Trump standards, one of his more rational views, which is we could do a lot of lawful immigration, but he's learning what happens when you just start making it all about dehumanizing people.
I will not vote for Trump, and I'm not voting for him now. I am not voting for Joe Biden and Mitt Romney and Charlie Kirk's immigration policy, which is stapling green cards to diplomas. I'm not voting for millions of legal Indian immigrants to take our high-value jobs. I'm not voting for infinity legal immigrants. I'm not voting for a war with Iran. I'm not voting for Jared Kushner to run the administration with Howard Lutnick and Peter Thiel and Rick Grenell and the log cabin Republicans. I'm not voting for abortion. I won't do it. They took away my right to process credit cards. For a time, they took away my right to fly on an airplane. I'm banned from CPAC. I'm banned from the GOP.
Yeah, so he's even gone too far right for the Republican Party. And I guess has experienced some punishment because of that. And then, unfortunately, still garners a lot of viewers. He has, since that clip, gone back since Trump won and is more friendly about Trump. But one of the things he cited there was that Trump started mentioning on the campaign trail, wait, guys, legal immigration is good. But what we've seen, even with Trump's Muslim ban, is MAGA extending their disdain now, not just when it comes to undocumented immigration, but all immigration. I talked to Isabella Moody, as many of you have seen. These are both on the front page of our YouTube channel if you haven't seen it, at least as of when I'm recording this video, if you want to. And Isabel Moody here, a Trump supporter, she expressed a similar anti-immigration at large stance.
Think that you can only be white to be in America, but we are like importing all these different cultures and having so much immigration happen.
Because of when I played that, it sounded unclear. She said, let me just play it. Talking about, you don't even believe this stuff.
Let's talk about
terrible.
the white part. Okay. I don't think that you can only be white to be in America, but we are like importing all these different cultures and having so much immigration happening. And it just, when you have all the cultures mixed, there's no culture. You can't go to Italy and it's just Italy. You can't go to.
You understand that America, the reason why it became.
Pot.
Sure, use that phrase.
Were you gonna?
I wasn't gonna use that phrase, but I was going to convey that point, which is that a part of the reason why America has become what it is, not just dominant militarily, economically, but also culturally dominant on the world stage, and like in terms of the way that we're relevant, worldwide music and all these different things, and economically so prosperous, is because of the benefits of people who are believing in the American dream, coming here and making something of themselves, of different cultures, of different backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Like your point? That's like why America's great?
One of the reasons we're great is because...
And it was also like very Christian in the beginning.
Part of the American dream is just immigrant based.
Is that really like what you think the American dream is?
We immigrated here.
Yeah.
And then we were
I think what made America great was that it was a Christian nation. We had freedom of speech, freedom of...
Why would our founders specifically put in the Constitution that we won't...
Right. The separation
enforce.
of church and state, but they still like had very Christian foundations and free speech, like freedom of expression. These things are being taken away from us right now.
Yeah.
No, I know, but a lot of them were Christian and they had these specific values. Their rights are from God. That's a Christian idea. Your rights are from God, not the government.
They didn't specify which God, but yeah.
Okay.
And I agree, a lot of Christians were a part of the founding. That doesn't take away from us supporting people's ability to exercise any religion. And as we become more and more globally dominant, to my previous point, we've benefited from our diversity.
My point is I don't think it's immigrants coming to America that makes America great. I think it was...
No, it's the idea of America, and nothing's more American than coming here legally, of course. Everyone believes that.
Okay.
And pursuing that dream, making something of yourself, and then we blend with all these different unique backgrounds, which is a part of why we're as innovative as we are and economically successful as we are.
Yeah, nothing's more American than having a bunch of people.
Okay, and then she just so that is more and more prominent, and it's a bummer because if you remember, even Reagan, who used to be the Republican hero, explained this idea. And I didn't have this prepped, but let me go ahead and play it now, and we'll edit it in.
Since this is the last speech that I will give as president, I think it's fitting to leave one final thought, an observation about a country which I love. It was stated best in a letter I received not long ago. A man wrote me and said, "You can go to live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can go to live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become a German, a Turk, or Japanese. But anyone from any corner of the earth can come to live in America and become an American." Yes, the torch of Lady Liberty symbolizes our freedom and represents our heritage, the compact with our parents, our grandparents, and our ancestors. It is that lady who gives us our great and special place in the world. For it's the great life force of each generation of new Americans that guarantees that America's triumph shall continue unsurpassed into the next century and beyond. Other countries may seek to compete with us, but in one vital area, as a beacon of freedom and opportunity that draws the people of the world, no country on earth comes close. This, I believe, is one of the most important sources of America's greatness. We lead the world because, unique among nations, we draw our people, our strength, from every country and every corner of the world.
Even the Republican hero used to believe what we could all unite around. And now the fear-mongering from Trump has caused people to think that all immigration is wrong and bad. And if I don't think you're critically engaging with the last couple centuries if you aren't seeing how we've benefited from immigration over the course of American history, and how the story of us becoming America was one of immigration. And then even looking at economic analyses for the next, for the coming years, it's going to be critical that we see a certain amount of lawful immigration to continue the economic growth that we want to see. And every single time we go through this, immigration being economically stimulating, not to mention the more abstract things as I was walking through there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.